Hey, what's up guys? This is my Blaze 4-stroke gas scooter. I'm gonna explain 3 different parts in this video. It's gonna be in this description, the time, so you can fast forward to the time of what's important to you. Part 1, I'm going to explain how to put it together when you first get it out of the box. In part 2 of the video, I'm gonna explain how to start it, like what you need to do to first start it when you first get it, and how to start it all the time, you know. And then in part 3, I'm gonna explain extra specs, like little details. And then in part 4, I'm gonna show you riding it around. When you first get it out the box, you're gonna search for pieces, and what happened to me was I didn't know there was pieces inside the storage compartment. This is the storage compartment, so you gotta open this, and in here there was extra pieces in here that you might think that's missing. That's what happened to me. Okay, and you get those pieces. The first thing you want to do, is to put this pulley on your left side. If you stand behind the scooter, you put the pulley on your left side of the scooter. If you stand behind the scooter, and it has these 3 small screws, you put it on firm tight. You know, that's to start it. Then after you do that, you're standing behind in the back of the gas scooter. You put the gas tank on the right side of the scooter, and you put the front behind the black frame. This black frame, you screw it on behind, and then when you go down to the back, you screw it on to in front of the frame. The reason why it's like this is because it won't touch the chain. And then in the gas tank, remember I'm standing behind the scooter, so it's gonna be, the gas tank is gonna be on your right side, right? So now the gas line, I'm gonna tell you because I didn't know where it goes. So you follow it, and it goes all the way around, and it goes to the left side. And on the left side, there's this the motor. There's gonna be 2 little copper pipes. 2 little copper pipes next to the pulley. You see the pulley right here? Next to the pulley side, there's 2 little copper pipes sticking down. That's where you connect the gas line. There's a bigger gas line, which is the bigger pipe, and a skinnier gas line, which is the smaller pipe, and that's where you connect it. That's where the gas line goes to. And you can use zip ties. I used some zip ties. One here, and I put another one down there. You can use, to make it not touch, the chain or get loose or anything. And I think that's about it. That's everything. The brakes already came together. The wheel already was on. I just tightened it because it was a little loose when I got it, but it was already in place. And that's how you put it together. The handlebars was just hanging, and it was very easy to put together because all you had, this scooter already comes put together, so it was just hanging. So all you have to do is put this piece with these screws. You put it like that. It's very easy to figure out. But you just put this on tight on this one. It's like it should look like this. But this don't come with the scooter, the basket. I put this basket on the scooter. The seat, you put it on like the same way you put a bicycle. You tighten it tight right there with those nuts onto the pole. And then you see the bottom, you put it in above the compartment inside this hole here, right? You push it down hard and you make sure it goes in. And then it comes with like a skinny metal stick, and you put the skinny metal stick through a hole that's under there to lock it in. But what I do, you can use the metal stick, but I also use a lock. Let's say you don't want nobody to break into your compartment, so I use a lock, because once you put a lock on like this, let me see if it locks on. You got the key, they can't open this. So now you got a locked compartment. So you can put stuff in here. If you're going real quick, 5-10 minutes somewhere, you can have stuff saved in here. because the stick they give you could come off and on. It's not a lock, so I just put a lock instead. So if they can't lift it, they can't open it, and it'll be harder to steal the seat too. So they can't steal the seat, and they can't open your compartment if you put a lock here. You know. This is part 2 of the Blaze gas scooter. In this part, I'm gonna explain how to fill up the oil and what you gotta do before you know how to start the scooter. So the first thing you wanna do is get 10 W30 motor oil. You could get that from AutoZone or anywhere, any gas station. You gotta say 10 W-30 motor oil. And what you wanna do is you wanna see on the left side, when you're standing up behind the scooter on your left side, this is the motor. You go to the left side, but you go down here, next to the pulley. Down here, there's like a black cap that you twist to the left to open. So you twist it, you know, you open it, and then once you open it, you need a funnel, and that's how you pour it in. But you got to make sure this is full up to the top. And they say on the instruction says you gotta tilt the scooter to make sure that you fill it up all the way. Because if you don't fill up all the way to the top, you run the risk of locking your engine. It says in the instructions. So you gotta make sure this is full up to the top. Even if you gotta twist it, you know, up angle the back up to fill more oil into that. And then once you fill it up, you close it. Now the next oil that you need is 75-90 gear oil. You also get that from AutoZone or different locations, and that's for the transmission, which is, you see I'm standing behind, this is the motor. On the right side of the motor there's a transmission down here. So you take out that silver cap on the transmission. There's a silver cap, not a cap, there's a silver bolt nut screw, a silver bolt screw. You unscrew that, and then you fill it up. You know, use a funnel. You got to get a funnel, and you fill it up, the transmission oil, with 75-90 gear oil. And they say you got to change the motor oil if you use it a lot, like say use it on the regular, once every 6 months. And then the transmission / gear oil once a year. That's what not the instruction manual, but I called the company and I found out that's what they told me. So it's once every 6 months you change this oil, the motor oil, and once a year you change the transmission oil. Gas tank. This gas tank has a small little hole so it can breathe, right? And I only spent $1 to $1.50 with the Best Supreme oil 93. And it fills it up all the way, and it lasts me. I do deliveries, food deliveries, so you know it lasts me. They say this one tank lasts 20 miles. I think 20 miles or more. You know, for $1, $1.50 a day the most. So that's that, and I'm using it all day doing deliveries, so that's pretty good. With my scooter, I changed it. It had a gas throttle, but I took off the gas throttle. And I just put a brake handle thing to be the gas pedal. So when I squeeze it, it feeds the gas and it speeds off. And the kill switch is a little switch here that you press, which turns it off whenever you want to turn it off. So now, how you want to start it is right here. This is the part where I'm explaining start it. See where the gas line runs to in the motor? There's the crank switch. Step 1. Before you always start it, you always put the crank switch in the up position. Now, if your first time starting it, what you gotta do sometimes, before you pull it, behind this gas line, there's a little pump button here. You press it 4 to 7 times, and then you pull it to this pulley, right? Or you feed it some gas. You know, after 2 days doing it like that, you don't have to you press the pump no more. You can skip that step sometimes. So the step 1, crank switch in the up position. If it's brand new, you give 4 to 7 pumps and feed it gas, and you pull it. You know, this pull right here, you give it a quick pull, and you hold it at the top. Pull it. Once you pull it, it's a quick jerk, but you hold it at the top, and you let it down slowly. Quick jerk, like fast. But you hold it in. You hold it. And then you let down slowly. Once you hit the bottom, pull it again. So once it's on, once you get it on, you do not press the gas or you do not right it. You gotta put the crank switch back down. If you go, before you ride it, because if you try to ride it, once you press the gas throttle, with the crank switch up, it's gonna turn off. 100% gonna turn off. So you always gotta put the crank switch off before you ride it. So that'll be down, in the down position. Now in the down position, now you can go on your scooter and press the throttle. And say after you ride it, and you want to turn it off, there's the kill switch. Right here, you press the kill switch to turn it off.